guess this seems rather simple. You know, you match the number of votes with the number of ballots cast, right? Last general election left many Americans concerned that ballots were counted multiple times or even destroyed. My next guest says to restore faith in the elections, we need to fix sloppy record keeping. Joining me now is president of the Crime Prevention Research Center and author of Gun Control Myths, Dr. John Lott. Dr. Lott, welcome back. You know, you've examined these discrepancies, and you say that most states are not keeping the timestamp records of who voted, even though it is required by law. How are states allowed to openly violate the law like this?
Well, it's not clear why they're doing it, either sloppiness or intent. But we thought it would be a simple task. We just thought matching the number of ballots counted with the number of people listed as voting should be, very simple. We looked at the 14 swing states in the United States, the 100 most populous counties in those states, and did Freedom of Information Act requests. And what we found, after a lot of effort, was that 94 of those 100 counties could not tell you exactly who voted, the number of people who voted in the 2020 election. What it appears to have happened is that they'll have like an Excel file with a list of names, but then they're constantly updating it. And rather than saving the new updates under a different name, they resave it over the original file. And so they can't recover their original list that's there. And even more bizarre, wow, these places don't have archives. If you have an Apple computer and you use Time Machine on it, you have an hour-by-hour archive of the files as they were at that point in time. So if you have an Apple computer, you can go back to November 3rd, 2020, and pull down your Excel file exactly as it appeared there. But these counties across the country don't seem to be able to do that. And even in the 6 counties where they claim to have an actual list of who voted, there's huge discrepancies. It averages about 2.9%. Just to give you an idea, Cobb County, Georgia, so only one county in Georgia claims that they have an actual list of who voted. In Cobb County, the difference between the number of ballots counted and the number of people that they list as having voted is equal to about 34,000. That's 3 times the difference between Biden's win margin in the state of about 12,000.
Wow. Well, Governor Stacey Abrams wanted it that way, and that's the way it is in Georgia. That's how the Republican Party rolls in Georgia. Meantime, let's leave one of our most sacred rights, which is voting. Let's go to another right, our right of self-defense. Credit card companies, Visa, MasterCard, and American Express are now categorizing gun sales so the government can track your gun purchases. Those who support the Constitution the way I do view this as a backdoor national gun registry. If these corporations are committed to violating our constitutional rights, do you think Americans should be doing business with them? Would you put any of these firearms purchases on your credit cards, Dr. Lott?
Well, it's not just firearm purchases. They're also tracking ammunition. Look, it came out at the beginning of this year that the Biden administration had put together a computerized list of about 1 billion transactions where people had bought guns over the years. So they may not have all the transactions, but they have a lot of them, particularly older ones. And what the credit card companies are going to allow the government to do is to go and fill that in, go and get recent purchases. And also, if you buy ammunition, even if you haven't bought a gun recently, that will at least flag for the government who's likely to be able to go and own a gun. They claim that this is going to be useful in stopping mass public shooters, but there's no specificity exactly how they're going to do that. About 57% of mass public shooters over the last 25 years have done their attacks with one gun. You have another 28% or so that have done it with 2 guns. Where are they going to look? For people who have purchased 1 gun or 2 guns? Are they going to look for people who bought AR-15s, which are the most popular rifle in the United States? And by the way, only 14% of the mass public shootings involve just a rifle of any type.
You know what, Dr. Lott, I'm hearing stories from even law enforcement officials who are saying they went to buy firearms for their private use and got a visit from federal authorities, law enforcement officers. It's absolutely insane. Dr. John Lott, always appreciate your research and your wisdom. Thank you, sir. We recap last night's primary season, folks. Where did the America First candidates end up after last night's contests? Plus, Tone Deaf doesn't even seem to cover this. The Biden regime celebrates while America is being crushed by runaway inflation. Editor-in-chief of TrishIntel.com, Trish Regan, standing by to weigh in on Newsmax.